Welcome to the scariest stories of Recoleta Cemetery. It looks calm. Marble angels, bright sunlight, quiet paths. But the stories are intense. Evita's tomb covered with fresh flowers, a statue of a bride with her loyal dog, and the sleeping girl who looks almost alive. We'll see secret rooms below, a couple who won't face each other even in death, a boxer who threw a champion out of the ring, and a Nobel scientist in the tallest tomb. Stay close. This is the tomb of Luz María García Velloso, known as the Sleeping Girl of Recoleta. She was only 15 years old when she died in 1925, the daughter of a wealthy theater owner connected to the famous Grand Splendid Theater, today the Ateneo bookstore. Her parents asked an architect to transform the family vault into a chapel, and a marble statue was made in Milan, showing Luz lying peacefully, surrounded by roses. It is one of the few recumbent statues in the cemetery. The detail is heartbreaking. Her coffin lies inside the marble bed, and her mother was so devastated that she spent 3 months sleeping here at the entrance of the mausoleum. A legend grew from her story. People say that if you leave a flower on her statue, at midnight, Luz Maria's spirit can wander the cemetery, eager for a conversation she never had in life. Fact and legend blend here. Grief carved in marble, and a ghost story whispered in the paths of Recoleta. This is one of the most famous stories in Recoleta. The young woman here is Rufina Cambaceres, who died twice, as people say. She was only 19 years old, celebrating her birthday in 1902, when she collapsed at home. A doctor declared her dead of a heart attack, and she was placed in her coffin the same day. But days later, workers noticed the coffin had been moved. When it was opened, they found Rufina had not died the first time. She had suffered a cataleptic attack and died trying to escape. The tragedy shocked Buenos Aires. From then on, Argentina made it mandatory to wait 24 hours before burial, and many families even installed bells in their vaults, giving us the expression, "saved by the bell." Her tomb is considered the finest Art Nouveau monument in the cemetery, carved in Paris. The sculpture shows a young woman standing at the door as if about to step out. Around her are 3 angels for childhood innocence, and lilac flowers symbolizing eternal life. Rufina's story is sad, but her monument remains one of Recoleta's most haunting masterpieces. This is the tallest mausoleum in Recoleta, and it still belongs to the Guevara family. It's hard to see the whole building at once, but if you move closer, you'll notice a beautiful sculpture of Jesus Christ. From inside, a skylight shines directly onto his face, an impressive detail of design. But the real treasure here is not the architecture. Inside lies Luis Federico Leloir, the family's most famous descendant, who won the Nobel Prize in chemistry in 1970. He discovered how cells use and store sugars, research that later helped in the fight against diabetes. What makes him stand out is how different he was from the wealthy landowning families of Recoleta. While they enjoyed Paris and luxury, Leloir lived simply. He kept the same small lab for decades, worked with old equipment, and even used a broken beach chair as his office chair. He never cared for money or appearances, only science. He died in 1987 and was placed here with his family, a Nobel Prize winner resting in the tallest tomb of the cemetery. This is the Crociati Mausoleum, one of the most striking in Recoleta. It wasn't always like this. Originally, it looked like any other vault, till tragedy changed everything. In 1970, Liliana Crociati, just 26 years old, died in an avalanche while on honeymoon in Innsbruck, Austria. Her devastated parents brought her body back to Buenos Aires and commissioned this neo-Gothic chapel, flooded with light, unlike the dark mausoleums around it. 2 years later, her mother added something even more personal, a life-size statue of Liliana in her wedding dress, accompanied by her faithful dog. The statue's eyes have been polished bright by visitors who couldn't resist touching them for luck. Downstairs, Liliana rests surrounded by her notebooks and painting tools, as if her unfinished life could somehow continue here. For decades, her husband quietly returned every February, just before the cemetery closed, to leave flowers in secret. Today, visitors still bring coins, flowers, even banknotes as offerings, proof that Liliana's memory, like her marble statue, still stands watching over Recoleta. Recoleta Cemetery is full of curious stories, and this may be the most curious of all. A couple buried together, yet they didn't speak to each other for 20 years. This elegant mausoleum belongs to Salvador Maria del Carril, Argentina's first vice president in the 1850s. The tall marble canopy is crowned by Kronos, the god of time. Look carefully at the stone relief on the front. You can see an open book, a small lamp, an owl, and olive branches. The book recalls the nation's constitution. The lamp is the light of knowledge, and the owl stands guard at night, symbols of Del Carril's life as a lawyer and statesman. Now comes the family drama. His wife, Tiburcio Dominguez, loved the lively Buenos Aires social life. She spent freely and left many debts. She felt that as the vice president's wife, it wasn't necessary to pay for anything. Can you imagine? After just 1 year, she had huge debts. Her husband couldn't walk into any store in Buenos Aires without someone asking him to pay. Finally, he got so tired of it that he published a notice in the newspapers saying he would not pay any of his wife's debts and that it was her own responsibility to solve the problem. Tiburcio was furious to read that, and people say never spoke to him again for more than 20 years. When Salvador died, Tiburcio wanted a monument worthy of their status. She is said to have asked a designer in Paris for plans in the new Art Nouveau style. She ordered that their busts face opposite directions, so even in death they would never look at each other. Look at her marble bust. Many visitors point out a single carved tear on her cheek. According to legend, Tiburcio asked for this tear to show that she still felt like a victim of the long conflict with her husband. She remained a widow for many years and, according to legend, never settled all those old debts. And yet, in the crypt below, their coffins rest side by side. Above, stone faces turned away. Below, husband and wife together for eternity. In the end, life brought them back side by side. This mausoleum belongs to Luis Ángel Firpo, the Argentine boxer known as the Wild Bull of the Pampas. He isn't here only for his boxing fame. Later, he became a wealthy businessman, but his fight made him a legend. In 1923, Firpo faced Jack Dempsey in New York for the world heavyweight title. In the first round, he knocked Dempsey clean out of the ring. Reporters say journalists pushed him back in, and Dempsey went on to win. Firpo may have lost the match, but he became a global star. When he died in the 1960s, he was honored with a life-size statue. Inside the tomb, you can still see his boxing gloves and belt. And here's a special detail. The hands of the statue are sculpted in the exact proportion of Firpo's real hands, a lasting reminder of his power in the ring. Here lies Eva Duarte de Perón, better known as Evita. She rests in the Duarte family mausoleum. Inside this tomb rest her mother, her sisters, her brother, and also the husband of her sister, who was a politician. Thanks to him, the family received this mausoleum, and finally, after many years of wandering, Evita was placed here in 1978 to rest in peace at last. Evita was born poor. She moved to Buenos Aires, where she worked in radio and theater. Her talent and charm made her famous. She even appeared on the cover of Time magazine. In 1944, she met Colonel Juan Domingo Perón at a charity event after an earthquake. They fell in love, and 2 years later, Perón became president of Argentina, while Evita became first lady. Together, they created the movement of Peronism, a political force that still shapes Argentina today. She fought for women's right to vote and for better pay for workers. The poor called her the mother of the nation, but the rich elite hated her. They couldn't stand that a woman from poverty had so much power. Then came tragedy. Evita got cancer. She was only in her early 30s, but she kept working until her last days. In 1952, she died at just 33 years old, at the peak of her popularity. When she died, her body was carefully embalmed and displayed so people could say goodbye. Millions of Argentinians cried. But in rich neighborhoods like Recoleta, some people were happy. They even wrote on the walls, "Viva el Cáncer," which means long live cancer. It showed how deeply divided the country was. After her death, Argentina fell under a military dictatorship. The military feared her legend, so they stole her body and secretly buried it in Italy under a false name. For more than 20 years, she was lost. Years later, while living in exile in Spain, Juan Perón and his third wife, Isabel, received Evita's body in their apartment. They kept it there for about 5 years, almost as if she were still part of the family. The coffin was placed in their dining room, treated almost like a sacred presence. Isabel even brushed Evita's hair and cleaned the coffin regularly. When Juan Perón became president for the third time, he ordered that Evita's body be brought back from Spain to Buenos Aires. But Perón died before he could see her return. It was Isabel who finally brought Evita's body home. Today, her coffin lies here, 5 meters below the surface, protected by steel and concrete, so she will never be disturbed again. And if you'd like to know more about her incredible story, I'd suggest the book and TV series Santa Evita, Saint Evita. See the flowers on her tomb. They're not from her family, but from ordinary people. They're taken away every 2 days, yet they always return. On her birthday, the day she died, and on Labor Day, workers and unions cover this place with flowers. Notice the color on her bronze portrait. It shines because people touch it for luck. And the torch on her tomb, it symbolizes the eternal flame of her spirit. Even today, Evita remains part of Argentina's story. During the 2023 elections, people came here after voting and left notes on her tomb, as if telling her which side they chose. It shows that Evita still lives, not in body, but in memory and in the hearts of her people. This mausoleum is still one of the most beautiful in Recoleta Cemetery. This is a great example of how families today still maintain their own mausoleums. This one is still privately owned. You'll notice that the family name used to be displayed here. It was De Ferrari, but it has since been removed. Recoleta is full of Italian heritage, and this mausoleum reflects that influence. What really makes this mausoleum special is the artwork. It's one of the few examples in the cemetery that features mosaic decoration. Look closely, you can see a beautiful depiction of Christ in mosaic right on the facade. The detail and craftsmanship are truly remarkable. At the entrance, you can see 2 stone women. They look like they are crying, but you can't really see their full faces. Artists often hide the face like this because it's hard to show deep sadness in stone without making it look too heavy. Architect Alejandro Virasoro, one of Buenos Aires' greatest Art Deco designers, created this mausoleum. His many buildings across the city are famous, like the telescopic dome on Diagonal Norte, but none have this rare Neo-Byzantine style. This white marble mausoleum is one of the most beautiful in Recoleta Cemetery. It honors Emma Nicolai de Caprile, a pioneer of education in Argentina. Born in Poland, she came to Buenos Aires in the 1870s, invited by Argentina's president, who wanted to modernize the country's schools. She became the first director of a teacher training school and inspired many generations of educators. Emma died in 1884, and the government built this monument, today a National Historic Monument. The design is full of symbolic detail. In the sculpture, you'll see Emma teaching a child, likely her nephew, to read, representing her passion for education. Below that, in the base, are carvings, a column for history, a globe for geography, and music notes, symbols of the subjects she loved to teach. This beautiful monument was carved in Genoa in 1889 by the Italian sculptor Michele Sansebastiano, completely in Carrara marble and shipped here in pieces. It honors Dr. Toribio de Ayerza, a famous physician in Buenos Aires. He was the first to perform a tracheotomy in Argentina and became a hero during a deadly diphtheria outbreak, saving many children's lives. The sculpture shows children protected by the symbol of medicine, and if you look closely, you'll see the inverted torch, a common cemetery sign that means life has ended, but the flame of memory still burns. A gift from the government, this monument is both a work of art and a tribute to a doctor remembered as a savior of children. Here rests Admiral William Brown, or Guillermo Brown, as he became known in Argentina. Born in Foxford, Ireland, he came to Buenos Aires in the early 1800s and ended up creating the country's first navy. From the port of La Boca, he organized the fleet that fought for Argentina's independence and later defended the young nation in wars with Brazil and others. For this, he is remembered as the father of the Argentine Navy. Look closely at his urn. It was cast from the bronze of his own cannons, a fitting tribute to a naval hero. And although he was born William, his tomb carries the name Guillermo because he became a proud Argentine citizen. This is the Roverano Monument, once badly damaged. When the cemetery had no walls, and vandals even tried to steal parts of it, the arm was cut off. Recently it was restored thanks to an agreement between the family and the city. The Roverano brothers arrived from Italy around 1890 with nothing. Like thousands of immigrants of that time, they worked hard, made a fortune, and claimed a plot here. The sculpture shows a man stepping off a boat named Ayudate, Spanish for help yourself, a message of self-reliance. Above, religious symbols tell their story of faith. Alpha and Omega for the beginning and the end, and the Chi-Rho, the XP sign, an early Greek symbol for Christ. This monument is not just a family memorial. It's a piece of Argentina's immigrant history, carved in stone and given new life through restoration. Many mausoleums here have underground rooms with furniture and works of art. In the past, family members would come down to these rooms to pray or spend time with their loved ones who had passed away. Today, this tradition has almost disappeared, and most of these lower rooms stay closed and quiet. This monument is full of sad but powerful symbols. The woman weeping with her face hidden in her hair shows grief. Beside her, an angel carries a child, perhaps a sign of a life taken too soon. Look also at the torch. It's upside down. A torch that burns downward means death, but the flame still alive shows that the person is remembered. And here, the broken column. In cemetery art, this means a life cut short, someone who died young, or an adult who left important work unfinished. Every detail here speaks about loss, but also memory. Take a look at this one. Beautiful, isn't it? It's hard to believe, but building a mausoleum like this could take 15, even 20 years. Every detail was made to last forever. But here's something people often get wrong. We don't say buried in Recoleta. No one is underground here. We say placed because if you peek through the doors, you'll see the coffins all resting above the ground. There are no graves here, only families placed inside their stone houses. These tombs were real masterpieces, ordered straight from Europe. If you look above the door, you'll see the letters FLIA. It means familia, the family name of the person who paid for this work of art. Now look closer. See that woman rushing out of the coffin? That's the soul leaving the body, and above her, the angel with open wings. That's the archangel guiding souls to heaven. The one next to it, with closed wings, is the angel of sadness, mourning the person who passed away. If you ever see an angel holding an anchor, it means the connection between earth and heaven, like hope holding us steady. You'll notice many of these mourning angels look the same. That's because families used to order them from catalogs sent from Paris, a bit like ordering on Amazon today, but with angels and marble instead of gadgets. So sometimes you'll find the exact same statue in another tomb. It was simply the trend of the time. If you spot an hourglass with wings, it means time flies. In the 20th century, after the discovery of Tutankhamun, Egyptian style became fashionable too. So families started adding pyramids and hieroglyphs. Now take a look at this one. It's full of Freemason symbols. See the compass, the triangle, and the square? Those belong to the Masons. That's one reason this cemetery isn't a holy field anymore. It's open to all religions. You can even find 2 Jewish mausoleums here. Long ago, these symbols caused real tension. Catholic families didn't like seeing Masonic signs beside their tombs, so some families started hiding the symbols, but if you look carefully, you can still find them. This striking building is not just a mausoleum, it's also a church. Built in 1910 by the wealthy Rego and Pasuelo families, it was inspired by the great cemetery of Stagliano in Genoa, Italy, and is almost an exact replica of a chapel found there. Why build a church inside a cemetery? There were two reasons. First, the richest families didn't want to be buried like everyone else. They wanted something that set them apart. If they could no longer rest in the parish church, they decided to build their own here. Second, look at the bronze detail. A woman pouring oil into a menorah, the seven-branched Jewish lamp. The Rigo family had Jewish roots, and during the Spanish Inquisition, some of their ancestors were forced to convert to Catholicism. Here, both symbols appear together. The menorah and the Christian cross, a way to honor both identities. Today, about 92 people are buried inside this family chapel, a rare blend of religion, history, and pride carved in stone.
I just finished the tour in the cemetery. I hope you like it. The video, sorry I couldn't do it like we usually do, because the guy at the entrance told me that I can't film. I don't know what the heck. Sometimes people see me with this mic and this camera thing that I will do, I don't know, documentary of Netflix or crazy stuff. So they told me, oh, you can't film, etc. Actually, everyone was filming with phones, with camera. And yeah, I filmed for you the cemetery. All this video is voice over because I can't speak inside and I can't do it the same way I do it. Also, it was an organized tour, so I didn't want to film the others that are in the tour to don't bother anyone. Yeah, a lot of crazy story, a lot of scary story also. I'm really shocked. Don't know how I will sleep tonight. I don't know, guys, how you will sleep tonight. Tell us which was the story that really shocked you in this cemetery. And I hope to see you in another vlog video here from Buenos Aires or from Paris. You choose in our channel. And see you guys.